I love cracking a joke and then turning it on.
It's perfect.
Are we ready?
Absolutely ready. I've never been more ready.
You cracked the joke. Thank you.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Ready? One, two, three. Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Youth Ministry Garage. This is episode 191. Doug Fields here with Matt McGill, who always talks over me. The host of the show, Josh Griffin, who never does his hosting
and the
job.
lovely queen of Youth Ministry,
And the ugliest Katie Edwards you've ever seen in your life.
No.
Katie is running late today. She's going to be here. Katie is. They are adopting, and they had a caseworker thing last minute.
Yeah.
This is the mighty Chris Davis, who really, it's almost full circle that he comes back to this.
It's totally full circle.
Were you?
When was the one that started?
Were you episode number 1?
No.
Because I was doing the tech.
Yeah,
at the
not
beginning.
till like
It totally sucked.
Matt
it was
was episode
about
one.
episode 50.
Okay. Okay,
I was doing
Chris.
the music for it.
That's right. Chris was on staff at Simply Youth Ministry when this used to be housed in the Simply Youth Ministry offices. Then we did, I don't know how many shows with Simply Youth Ministry, and then over a year ago we left Simply Youth Ministry. Chris also left Simply Youth Ministry and went to Youth Specialties.
There you go.
He's kind of running all the marketing and the web and the stuff like that. And so he really ran this show for many years.
Thank you for all your hard work. We're still going. Youth Ministry Garage now, a little
It's
different
great.
name,
I've
but
never been at the table though. It's weird being on
You've
this
always been
side of the
behind.
camera.
Oh, well,
That's true.
You don't know what you got until it's gone.
Well, and you know what? As soon as Katie gets here, you're
I'm gone again. Yes. Well, it's nice to sit in for a few minutes.
Yeah, we're glad to have you. We've been talking about, Chris, taking this live. And
We've
Youth
got some solutions.
Youth Specialties is going to have a little TV program one of these days, and this might be on there. Youth Specialties is our primary host. Chris is primary employer. We also have other sponsors: Azusa Pacific, Youth Ministry 360, Leader Trex, and Remedy Live.
Awesome.
We're
Great
grateful for all of them.
great people, so thankful,
So fun.
Yeah. Is Youth Specialties happy to be a sponsor of the show?
Oh yeah, love it.
Yeah.
So,
if they
it's
weren't,
good.
would you say that here?
Oh yeah.
Of course you would.
Good.
I
We're
was
live
just-
on the air.
Us girls, everything's totally honest.
No,
Yes, we're just
I'm
the
so
male
glad.
version of The View right now. It's no
Oh
big deal.
man, oh man.
And I'm excited
Barbara.
that we can all be together at NYWC with the show.
Yes,
nice.
we're going to do show live 200.
Yeah, love it.
And I can't remember because there's been a lot of emails going back and forth. I can't remember if we've talked about this with our team and our family of podcast listeners. But we are going to do show live. We have sponsors that
Are we
are
going to do
coming
it in San Diego?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sponsors that are kicking in airfare.
Love it.
Almost yet to be confirmed. By the time the show airs, it will be confirmed. Kicking in
yet to
airfare,
be
kicking in
confirmed.
free registration,
Unbelievable.
kicking in food. We're going to do food at the Live 200 show.
That is awesome.
And there's a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah,
happening.
there'll be other surprises.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
we need somebody to come up and sponsor a T-shirt.
Yeah, like
for
a design for everybody who watches it live.
How about 200? The
200.
first 200 T-shirts.
That would probably be more than enough. Just kidding. It's going to be packed.
Wow.
I'm hoping.
So
It'll be the highlight of people's
Could be
convention.
a spoof off of 300, just less fighters fighting. That's what I see on the t-shirt.
Okay.
Are you going to wear?
All right.
Are you going to wear the 300 costume?
Matt, the designer.
Maybe I
Yeah.
could
If you wore a loincloth and
How
a
come
short
you are
sword,
so
that'd be great.
you're so sunburned?
I am.
Oh,
I am,
today was the day. We haven't even talked about it yet.
Oh, I'm red and I'm purple. My entire body was purple today.
You still have a lot of purple on
I
your
have a
lower
lot of
body.
purple that's not on me anymore, and that's what we need to focus on.
You shot a Matt McGill sports instructional video. Thank you, Jesus.
Love it.
Yes,
Yes,
and we
please.
The
shot
comeback.
Camp Rules video. So we
Awesome.
did 2 videos
That's
today.
great.
Awesome. That's great.
2
Hard day's
videos,
work.
1 character.
All right. That's all right.
Matt McGill,
But
the
the Matt
character.
McGill sports instructional video. Really, it's a callback to people who have been in youth ministry 10 years or more.
That's an
Yeah,
old
I
one.
haven't done one in 10 or 15 years.
Yeah,
And
but
so-
they will be available on Download Youth Ministry at some
Absolutely.
point.
They
I'm
will.
sure.
Sure.
I would say by the time this show airs, there's a good chance they'll be up. But I don't know about the new one, but
Yeah.
the others will
I think
be.
so. It'll
Maybe they
edited.
could be a bonus with the purchase.
yeah.
It could be a bonus with purchase. There you go. Wow.
Oh,
Marketing
interesting.
person.
Yeah.
What do you knock it off?
What do you mean?
What do you
knock it
got
off?
here?
This
What?
is.
Matt, another new iPhone
I told you
case
about this.
every week.
That is impressive. Looking.
Wow, this is a new iPhone case.
Yeah,
what is
What
this?
kind of
Matt?
radio
Untested,
is
it's
on the
the-
back of that?
This thing is. These people should be sponsors if we're going to go through this much loving. And this fly, what is happening here?
It's a
So this
garage.
thing's called the Geode iCache, and what you do is it comes
This is the Kickstarter thing.
This is the Kickstarter project that I thought was really cool. It has a programmable card. If you're listening audio, you can't see it, but
it's a credit card.
It's a credit card size thing that you can program, and it also has an e-ink reader on the back, which is like your Kindle display for e-ink. If you
That's
know what that is, Douglas. So what you do is you scan all your cards in, and you also take pictures of your loyalty cards, so like Ralph's or the gym or whatever. So you take pictures of those, and then what you do is you do your fingerprint, and then you pick, My American Express, and you hit a button, and then this card becomes your American Express. And
so you carry one card with you.
So you carry one card, and it is all of your cards. And it only holds your information for a short amount of time. And so if you lose this card, like after 5 minutes or something like that, it stops being your American Express.
Wow.
And so you no longer lose.
So you could have your church credit card, your personal credit card, mileage card, or whatever.
Totally.
Plus the no key tags, all those little tags that are from every store.
Exactly. And
if you could just get that to start your car, that would be awesome.
That would be soon. And the only thing that's a drag on it is that there's no place for your wallet or your wallet. Yeah. There's no place for your driver's license. And so there's talk about it having
a second slot,
something that would hold your driver's license.
You know what?
Also.
We're wasting a lot of time on this, but this is the kind of stuff
really cool.
that almost every youth worker listening to this is lusting right now.
How much did that cost? I know Kickstarter would probably be cheaper.
It was cheaper on the Kickstarter. The Kickstarter was $150 or $149.
I think that's pretty good considering all that thing does.
And it's going to be, I think it's $199 or $189. It's close to
totally out
$200.
yet, or is this still a prototype?
I think it's out, and you can go to their website. iCash.
Does that have a battery? It's thick, but
no, it is thick. It doesn't have a battery.
It does add some girth to the phone.
Yeah,
but the fact
totally
that
does.
You have one card that can be all your cards, and the little screen on the back.
All right, we ready to start the show? Sorry about that.
There you go.
Episode 191. This is from Josh Corley.
That's the Tech Corner. This should be on.
I know.
We
have a podcast. Pump your web or your blog.
Youth Ministry Geek. It's the blog. Yeah, no podcast.
Okay. Pump your web. There we go.
Whatever those.
Pimp your web.
Those internets. Yeah. Youth Ministry Geek.
That's right. I love it. That's where I get
Josh Corley from Hartford, Kentucky. Well, obviously you ought to be writing it since he didn't know about your old geocache.
No, I said that's where I get a lot of my information from. I was not being
typical.
I was being supportive.
I want to pass on a note of encouragement this week. I'm bivocational youth worker for the past 7 years. I'm currently juggling a full-time job, 9 hours of seminary classes, wife, and 4 boys in ministry. Needless to say, I've been a bit burned out recently. Yeah. This week, while driving 1,400 miles for our family vacation, I was very discouraged in ministry and felt like maybe it was time to hang it up. While traveling, I began listening to the podcast that I had on my phone. For 9 hours on the way to Florida and 9 hours on the way home from Florida, I smiled, laughed, panicked, matched shrieks, and was all around encouraged. I arrived back at home today, and I feel refreshed and ready to get back to doing ministry. Awesome. I got the refresh and recharge that I can usually only get at a conference like the National Youth Workers Convention. Thank you for all you do. You've helped me, encourage me. Well, we're going to help and encourage everybody.
Wow.
Because we're going to, not only does this award-winning show do this with the, can you hear the trash?
Yeah.
The trash truck out.
That's a nice touch.
Yep. Our studio is a garage. It's legitimately.
There was a weed whacker
not
going
a
on a few
name.
minutes ago.
Yeah.
Garden work.
Yeah.
That needs to work on his brakes.
Josh keeps looking like he's going to come up the driveway.
Well, it sounds like he is right here.
Yeah. Anyway, here's the deal. If you want to go to the National Youth Workers Convention to see Show Live 200, not just that would be...
There are other reasons to go.
Many reasons to go.
A couple.
But we're going to give you $50 off.
Nice.
Right, Chris? Chris and I talked about this ahead of time.
Oh, wow. Depending on when they register. Depends on how much they save.
Through Labor Day.
Through
Labor Day. So what you need to do is just go sign up for the San Diego one. Okay, maybe we'll do it later for Dallas, but now, through Labor Day...
What if he lives closer to Dallas?
Oh, well.
Fly to San Diego.
Keep listening to the podcast, and maybe we'll...
Are we doing a show in Dallas, too?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, you should.
Are you going to Dallas?
I'm going to Dallas.
Josh and I will do a show.
Oh, it'll be a
What
good
happened
one.
last year?
We can Skype you in. It'll be like telepresence.
Seriously.
I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe we will.
We'll
Let's
just
see.
do one on our own.
YS may not want to pay for you and Katie to fly out there. Maybe we do a Kickstarter.
I could drive. Maybe I could drive your books out there like I used to when I was an intern.
Carry the laptop.
So anyway, here's the code YM Garage. Sign up for the Youth Specialties National Youth Workers Convention, and you get $50 off.
$50?
$269, right?
Yes, $269. And so the regular
that's for
would be
everybody, not
$309.
just one person.
Through the Labor Day.
Through Labor Day.
Cool.
Yes.
Oh, way to go.
Yeah.
NYWC.com.
What a great sponsor we have.
There you go.
That's right.
There you
Way to
go.
There you go.
All right.
I'm so encouraging.
You, Matt, the king of encouragement
Thank you.
is you. Here we go. This is from Joe Thompson, Bethlehem Baptist Church, Richmond, Virginia. I recently
JT.
started as a full-time youth pastor at a church
Congrats.
Awesome.
that I have long-term ties to. One of the volunteers who was a vital piece of the ministry in years past was burnt bad by the previous youth pastor who was there for only a short time. She shared a genuine concern, and he told her to leave the youth ministry.
Oh, wow.
I know what it was about, and her concern was warranted. The situation has left her wounded, feeling like she can't be involved, and I was looking for advice on how to help heal that wound and renew her love and involvement for youth ministry.
Well,
It's a great question.
it's a good question, and far be it for me to tell somebody how to feel. But
How
Do
to
you have a
care,
feeling?
or how to care, or how to be kind, or sensitivity in any way.
But if you want to know how to paint your body purple,
Exactly.
I can help with
or
that.
buy a geocache phone thing.
If you need wisdom. No, I mean, here's the thing. Obviously, if she's not sure how she can be back involved again because she's hurt, that was between her and the other guy. I mean, it wasn't between her and the whole youth ministry, her and the church leadership. I mean, it's between her and another person who's not even there anymore. It sounds like maybe they are in some capacity.
Yeah, they're gone.
But if the issue is with somebody else and you as the leader, JT, happen to agree that it was an issue to be dealt with, I mean, it should be relatively easy to build a bridge. And if it is hard to build a bridge in this situation, then chances are it shouldn't be built. I mean, she might have some other issues or some other things.
yeah, the
That's
wounding
just my
could be
gut.
so deep that no matter what you say,
That there's other problems going on,
Yeah.
and that's just a red flag. Now, what would be total ace in the hole is if you had agreed that it was an issue, if you had known about this and agreed about this being an issue, even before you took the position, this youth ministry position, then that just strengthens even more that you guys could be on the same page and you agree and all that
and
stuff.
be aware of that sensitivity now, and maybe take the action that the other youth worker didn't to resolve that situation, just to prove your loyalty to the ministry and that you have good instincts, and so does he or she. And I think also it's going to take some time. I mean, wounded people usually don't turn around overnight and everything's okay and yay.
Yeah.
But I think, and sometimes, I mean, I think we've done this long enough to go, sometimes wounded people don't come back, and you almost have to release them and let them go, and that's okay too. I think I've done my share of hurting people, and in the collateral or missed
I'm at about
opportunities.
half my share. I need to step up my game and start hurting more
There's
people.
time. You know what I mean? I think collateral damage, hurting people, part of that is ministry. You try to avoid it. You try to be intuitive and full of discernment and grace, but it doesn't always happen. This one isn't your fault, so that's nice, but I think sometimes it's okay to be like, that was a good run, and you're released or whatever too, or set her free. It's okay.
Set her free.
yeah, I get together with her and I paint a new picture.
Yeah.
And it's a new day. There's a new quote-unquote sheriff in town. I'm excited about the future. You have a role in that future. We'd love for you to be a part of that future. And
New sheriff in town is probably not the right
yeah,
I was just thinking.
it's a metaphor. Come on.
whipping
All
horses
right.
and stuff like that.
All right, let's do this. Chris, give this person
Seriously.
something from one of our sponsors.
Just
Okay.
yeah.
Just
See, we've been
choose
giving
somebody.
like
Don't
you
choose Remedy,
specialties
though. We don't have
conferences
anything for
away,
Remedy.
but you specially stopped mailing stuff to people. So
Yeah.
Well, we're going through transition.
I understand the person who's in charge of mailing. So we've really been giving other gifts away, and then we've been giving stuff like at you specialties. We've been giving conventions away.
Yeah, just
Which is
entire.
great.
So
yeah.
instead of giving away, $9 book,
Yeah.
you guys are giving away a $300 conference.
Whatever.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
seriously.
So what would you like John to win?
Let's give him something from YM360.
YM360.
What do those guys have?
Oh,
YM360.
it's funny that you would say that. It's right here.
We have been pumping their new
It's a good book.
Believers book. So we will send them new, and it is great. And YM360, these guys also want to get involved in sending people out to the convention. They want to be part of the live.
Awesome. Is that the
200
food
show.
food sponsor? Or
No, I think we're talking. They don't know this yet, but I think we're talking travel.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Let's do it. They don't know it, but
No, they don't know it,
Thank
but
you for your continued
I
sponsorship.
will have had a conversation with them before they see
Yeah.
this.
Exactly.
Les and Andy are
Travel
great.
within the
I love those
continent.
They're the
guys.
best. They're the best. We love having them as sponsors, and they're doing incredible things.
So-
All right, Chris, thank you for sitting in. But
You're
you can
welcome.
see beauty
I
has
see,
entered the room.
much
And-
more.
Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
No offense to
I feel
Chris
like a talk
Davis.
show where like
No offense
You
to
know,
Chris
great guest.
Davis.
Jay Leno.
Oh.
How are things going?
Good.
Hey, are you sticking around? Or are you
Chris,
leaving?
what,
What are
what
you doing?
brought you up today?
I had some meetings this morning and had lunch with Doug and
Me and Chris had lunch and we interviewed somebody. We've got a position
Thanks
available to
for-
you specialties we're excited
Thanks for
about.
inviting me to
awesome.
lunch.
Yeah.
Being best buds today.
Yeah. Josh was
It was
there.
an interview?
Yeah, it was
Who
so
else would
fun.
you want on an interview besides me?
I have not laughed that
I
hard.
scare
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
That's absolutely what you want to do. Are you
All right.
kidding me?
We got a
Bye,
show.
guys.
All right, see you, Chris.
Just enough youth ministry.
crowd.
Haven't hit that goal yet.
See everyone in San Diego.
There you go. That's right.
San Diego.
How are
Katie.
you?
Hi.
Oh.
Hi.
Should we pause it so we can greet one another and say hello and stuff?
No, we
No, it's
love
fine.
you.
Keep
We're
going.
glad you're here.
Motor right through it.
Okay.
All right.
Block it.
How was the hearing?
No, you didn't.
Is everything okay?
Everything's
It was
good.
just I said you were late because you're adopting, and
We
is
had
that
a
okay
little
to say?
surprise visit, yeah. And so with our social worker, so it was good. We just moved, so that means like everybody and their mom has to come out and visit us.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Based on the condition of my garage, could we be adopted?
They don't come in the garage, really.
All right.
You just have
thankfully.
to lock up your poisons and weapons. So maybe a couple of
You
things
have to
that
have fire
I've seen.
extinguishers.
You might
That-
put them in a cabinet.
Okay.
That whole rack of things over there might need to be put away.
Maybe just that shelf up
have a
there. It
funnel
should
up
be
there?
good to go. And maybe those big scissors.
Gas, scissors, hedge trimmers, saws,
That was exciting.
Yeah, rusty saw left over from the
Yeah.
chainsaw movie.
sawed-off shotgun. Weird.
Poison, sharp, rusty things.
Okay.
Cabinet.
All right. I got to tell Kathy, no adoption. All right.
Yeah, I can't possibly clean that up. Yeah, well. sorry,
Michael
babe.
Bright from Schererville, Indiana. What are some good ways to lead middle school small groups?
How convenient
Oh,
is the timing
It's
of
like
this
the
question.
junior high guru alive.
Wow.
Alive?
Love junior high.
Alive. That's right.
Arrived. I have a group of middle school boys in 7th grade. They're quite active and hyper, which is expected, but how do we get them to settle down for a few minutes
Cattle
to
prods.
focus?
Yep.
Electrocution.
A few minutes to focus. What do you say, Katie?
With middle school boys and middle school girls, in our small groups, a lot of times we will do something a little bit more active on the front end. So like with guys like shooting hoops or throwing the football around or the frisbee, just so they do have an opportunity to have fun together, get some of that energy out and do community. And then, I think your topic is important with middle school boys. They
Talk about Xbox.
I just think,
Lady Gaga.
thinking about questions that are, coming to their world, where they're at, bringing topics to them that they're excited about, and even asking them, like, hey, what are some things that, you guys are
good.
interested in the Bible, or are there questions that you have, or, we've done exercises with our small groups where we've given everybody a 3x5 card, and what are some of your questions, just to kind of generate some of the things that they're excited about. So I think in the beginning of small groups, that's a great way to kind of just assess your group and where
What's
they're at.
realistic? What's realistic? So, like, my youth group has junior high and high school combined
Yeah.
right now, which is a
For
little
like
bit
a
of depth.
focus time.
Yeah, for a focus.
I think, a good 20-minute
45
time
seconds?
is, a good quality 20 minutes, I think is a good, can be a good place to start with middle school boys.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to go an hour or anything like that to feel like you've gotten something accomplished or been
Yeah.
more spiritual or anything like that. I think, good quality 15, 20 minutes. And then, maybe there's 10 minutes of like prayer requests and, questions or things like that, or, other elements that will, be cool for them besides question and answer Bible study.
Now, do you agree with Josh that junior high ministry is easier than high school ministry?
I just think it's really different. I think that's not. I
And
think
by
that's
different,
not,
you mean easy?
I think it's not a wise assessment of youth ministry.
Of course, he's only following Doug's lead in that opinion. So, what would you say to Doug
I think
about
it's
that?
more. I think junior high is more important than high school ministry.
Wow.
But I think that there are.
More important.
I think there are some things that are
Easier and more important. That's.
And there are some things I know. So you're kind of a dummy.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's what I'm saying.
What am I doing? I'm wasting my
Wondering,
life.
the hardest working man.
Yeah.
Youth ministry.
I have less volume. I'm in 2 grades, and that's a real concentrated time. And you know, that 2 years is a solid block of development and some really great things. High school, I think you've got 4 stages of that, which is just more.
Yeah.
They're both, let's be honest, they're both super challenging.
Yeah,
I have
absolutely.
parents that come up and go, they just shake their head like, I don't know how you, like we came back from camp, so fun, and they're just like, I don't understand. And I'm like, it was the best week ever.
Yeah.
But they're both super challenging. And just to add to yours, I would say keep small groups small. Because if you have too many junior high boys, you're already outnumbered. It could get really crazy. So I think keeping small is a really good idea, and I like the other things you said as well.
Yeah. Boys are. Yeah. I mean, you guys can probably
relate to boys
a little bit more to boys than I can. But I think that you can do great middle school small groups with boys.
Yeah. Yeah. And then save the sugar for the end. No treats.
Oh,
Yeah, that's actually a really good tip.
end.
I tell that to my volunteers.
Now, if you needed a strategic resource for being a small group leader, Josh, can you think of any that?
It's hard. Let me rack
But
my
you wrote
brain.
that for high school, so can it?
And I thought for small group leaders of all ages
That's
and
right.
ministry
There's some good
types.
middle
Yeah.
school tips.
There's some good ministry.
There was something
some good stuff in there.
Oh, you
that
wrote it
came out.
together.
Yeah. So
Oh, sorry.
Well,
That's
you
right,
wrote the
I forgot.
forward, so pimp this
Yeah.
book right now.
It's a really good forward.
No, it's fun. Someone asked me this week on email. Yeah, I just can't find anything out there for small group leaders, and I was like, oh.
You had to recommend it. It is.
I
I saw-
had to,
I saw
and I felt like
something
an
on
idiot,
there.
like pinning
Yeah,
my own.
no,
I was
it's-
like,
I saw something on their
one
website
of the
that
best.
said, or an email went around or something, bestsellers for this year.
yeah, thank you. So, look at that. What is
That's a great one because it's.
Look,
Oh.
lifting weights.
Did I get this with adopting kids?
CrossFit.
Would they be okay on that, or would they think?
Test you.
What do you got on there?
Degenerative skin disease.
Look at that.
Look at how manly you are.
You are. That is
That's
pretty.
the first time you ever picked up a
That is
hammer?
awesome.
What
That's like a
happened here?
dude's injury, like callus
That is
for
a
being
dude.
awesome.
That is a dude
That is
injury.
great. So what is it you have to prove?
Nothing. No, to be an adoptive.
Oh.
Sorry.
Just was
No,
wondering what
99
drove
Thoughts
you
for
over
Small
the
Group
edge like
Leaders
that.
is
Sorry.
one of the
Thank
best
you.
small group leader resources because it's just really user friendly.
It's fun.
Very
it's a
great.
lot of fun to write.
Very great resource.
And by write, I mean put some stuff together and then let Doug
And the
rewrite
forward's awesome.
All right, next question.
Okay.
Good timing on that. Junior high question right here.
That
All
was
right.
junior
Says that the
high.
Lord is orchestrating this universe.
Almost.
That's
Let's
true.
not push it.
That is true. Hey, this one is, how do you handle your senior pastor never being around during the week?
Oh.
Did we do this the last time we were together?
I feel like we talked about.
And maybe I just didn't put an X through it.
Maybe. The first question, I think you'd read some
No,
of
I didn't read I
this
crossed out the
last
person's
show as
name.
well.
I don't think we did that one.
I don't think we did it.
Okay. Do you think that is
No, it was the opposite. It was my senior pastor doesn't think I'm around or I'm
Oh,
doing
we definitely
that.
answered that.
Yeah.
Wife swap.
Exactly.
How do you handle your senior pastor never being around during the week? Have no
You guys
experience
would
with
be
that.
experts on that.
Do you think that is unacceptable when our collegiate minister and youth minister are having to handle the day-to-day stuff because senior pastor is not here? I've tried talking to our pastor before about being in the office so we can handle stuff when it comes up, but it just hits a brick wall. Our pastor used to be an associate pastor at this very church, and his background was very strict, must work at least 40 hours a week, can't miss more than 2 Sundays a year. Now everything is swung back the other way with him.
Awesome.
If he works 25 hours a week, it's a miracle. He's missed at least 5 Sundays this year alone, and our staff meetings always turn into gossip fests.
Oh, dear.
Do I need to go to the elder board with this, or am I
No.
just making a mountain out of a molehill?
Embrace it, man.
Oh.
25 hours a week.
Yeah. Well, you don't. First of all, you don't know how much he's working. Just
That's
because
what
he's
I
not
thought
in the
too,
office, that's you're.
It's an
It
assumption.
feels like you're. Which assumption's not totally a bad word, but I get what you're saying. It feels like you're now leaning over into a little bit of you're not just asking a question. There's some kind of edge is growing into your heart.
Okay, well, pause your thoughts just for a second. Can you do that and remember
Absolutely.
it? Okay. Because I think there's a principle for everybody on this, and that's so often I hear people looking at other people's jobs and always thinking that they're easier than they are.
Yeah. Yes.
You know,
for sure.
And so I think there's just
it happens to you.
You got to be
you, but as a youth pastor, it's always happening.
Well, you just got to be cautious of that. I mean, I can remember. You know, when I first started doing the main sessions or the main weekends at Saddleback, and going, oh my, he does this every week, right? You know, and then where you can sit there in judgment and go, oh, okay, well, I'd have done this or I'd have done that. Then all of a sudden you go, oh wow, that's a lot harder.
There's a lot more to juggle than I ever imagined.
And I think everybody, just wherever you are in that church setting, you be careful when you begin to look at other people's jobs because you don't know what they're doing. So anyway, go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Go ahead. There you go.
Yeah, that was the answer. All right, next question.
I think if you're one of these two people that's answering questions, we're doing the day-to-day, he kind of referenced it as if it was other people that were handling the day-to-day at the church. If you have more responsibility, then why would that be a bad thing? I mean, if you're getting to answer more questions and handle more problems for the church, that's only expanding your leadership and expanding your influence and spilling over into areas that you wouldn't normally be in. So let his vacuum be an opportunity for growth.
Well, it's an opportunity until you make a decision that, I mean, come on, we've been in this situation before where our senior pastor has been absent and you're trying to make decisions and you can't.
Sure.
So you're going, oh man, if he just was here, we'd get this answer, we can move on.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely. And that's no good. That's no good either. So it's definitely, you can't just take the situation and do nothing with the senior pastor and just try and run it and you can't try and fix everything behind the curtain. There needs to be some kind of contact with the senior pastor. I don't know about going to the elder board. I mean, that just sounds like a over the top, pretty big deal type deal.
To me, this just feels like a total trust issue. You don't trust your leader anymore. Yeah. And so I think that trust has to be repaired and restored. I think it's done one-on-one or whatever. Maybe the other pastor and you and the senior pastor go out. But to me, it's just broken trust. You don't believe that he's working more. You don't believe that he's doing ministry. You don't believe that he's doing a good job. You don't trust what he's doing. And so I think if you don't repair that trust, the fissure or whatever this is going to grow. You're going to get bitter. There's going to be rabid dysfunction. The board's going to get involved. It will be ugly. So repair this trust quick. Or change your work habits or ask for it, whatever. But I think it's broken trust, and that's only going to get worse.
So maybe when he says, I've tried talking to our pastor about this being in the office, so maybe we need to be more specific.
Yeah.
And Pastor, in the last 2 weeks, there's been 4 situations. I just want to run them by you because when you're not here to help handle this, I feel at a loss. Can you better prepare me for your absence? Do you want me to let those go? Do you want me to talk to them on, because you're frustrated that you're not able to handle it, but maybe he doesn't want you to handle it, or maybe you're taking on more than you should be taking on, and a little clarity in expectations, I think, could be a helpful deal.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I like what Matt's saying too, though. I know we kind of moved right past that, but I do think there's an element of that you're serving the church, you're serving the pastor, you're serving in humility. You're do whatever needs to be done. And I kind of like some of that. I know that gets to a point where it hurts and it's wounding and it's too much. But I do love that. Think of this as an opportunity rather than think of it as picking up slack for a guy who's working 25 hours a week.
Yeah. Speaking of doing something for the church, are you guys still loving? Will you cancel one?
Are you still loving?
Are you still loving where you cancel one of the services once a month?
We've only done it once.
We've only done it once.
And we rode for one.
We were on a mission trip. This is number 2.
This will be our first one that we've been to.
Oh, that is
hilarious. This weekend.
Hilarioso is what I'd like to say.
Yeah.
I thought it had been going on for like 3 or 4 months.
No, second one.
No, it just started in the summer.
So this week is the second one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Context, Worship Together weekend is where we cancel youth group once a month and we all worship together as a church family.
Youth group.
What's wrong with youth group?
It's more like a sprawling mass of humanity. It's not youth group.
It's youth group.
It's youth group.
It's youth group.
It's youth group.
Forever.
It's youth group.
So it's an experiment. You don't know. You've done it one time.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's mixed already because students were like, "Hey, no HSM next week. We're all going to the adult services." Da 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 da. And there's an audible groan, like, "Oh," like, which is nice because they love it. Mm-hmm. But I know this is a good experiment and it's a healthy exercise, regardless of what happens. I know this is a good thing for us. So.
Yeah. And do you know what happened? Like, you know, do kids all sit together and not with
some
their families?
sat together, some sat with their families. It's mixed. Even this week in youth group, I asked, how many of you have parents, as part of the talk, I said, how many of you have parents that are non-believers, do not come to church, aren't followers of Jesus, not like backslidden or away, but like legitimately just, and it was a large number of students. I don't know what the percentage was, but it was significant.
Yeah.
To where they are kind of the only Christians, or maybe them and a sibling. So Worship Together weekend, it feels like it will be challenging for them. But I said use it as an opportunity to invite your mom and dad to church and let them experience the good news of Christ that you have experienced. So
you definitely have
We'll
more
see.
students that are in that situation. We have most of our students are connected to their parents still at church.
Junior
so-
high.
already, for sure.
So I feel like I heard most of our junior hires were sitting with their parents, and our volunteers and team were moving around meeting parents and stuff. So they said that part was pretty cool.
And we brought in my family. My oldest is 10. My youngest is 5. We let him stay, 5-year-old stay back. But we brought our kids in with us. So we worshiped as a family, even though our children's ministry isn't following this model. And it was fun, just because we don't get the chance to worship together, the 6 of us. It was neat.
My new 7th grader, I have Abby, so she's like loving Wildside so much and loving junior high ministry. So she wasn't super excited.
I bet,
because she just had her first 3 weeks, and then she's like, what? No, she was like, I want to go to,
Well, and it's tough because we're coming off of
hard.
camp and
It's fun.
excitement and energy.
Sure.
And then we're like, oh, we're not doing it. But it's a good experience.
Did Abby tell you that I saw her at Wahoo's the other night?
No.
I said, I heard you love it. I heard you tell your mom she's such a great speaker, and she just was lit up. Yep, I do. She just...
Oh,
she was adorable.
She's a darling girl.
All right, this is from Brett Lamberts from Jenison, Michigan.
All right.
Hey, gang, I must start out by saying I'm glad I found this podcast, 2 words, a few months ago. Yes, I know I must have lived under a rock for a while.
Podcast 1 word or 2 words?
1 word.
That's one.
That was like show 1 through...
I just
We've
can't-
said that so long ago.
I can't keep up with your
Dude, quit
grammarian
being so
ways.
dumb.
Yeah. I'm well on my way to being a rewinder, only about 115 more episodes to go.
That's pretty good for a new discovery.
That's a lot of episodes to hear about.
Now, we really haven't marketed the podcast.
No, we probably should figure out a Google ad or
Yeah,
something.
make a note on that.
Yeah. Keep it on your blog.
Note to self. Yeah.
I have been
that.
serving full-time at my current church for a little over 4 years and have served for a little over 7 years after graduating with my youth ministry degree. The church where I currently serve has a youth education committee. So now you guys put yourself in his spot.
You got it.
Okay.
A youth education committee.
Of which I'm on, but I'm not allowed to chair. The struggle comes in with the recently new chairman of the committee. The main purpose of this committee is to check in with the different groups of different ages to help lighten the load on myself so I can put more focus on the pastoral role instead of the director role for the younger kids. The head of the committee now insists on always calling me on my days off to micromanage, making sure to always give me his recommendations on how things should run, what problems are going on, and how I should run some of the things, questioning my decisions, and even take some of the matters into his own hands without my knowledge. Now, while I have no problem at all with people wanting to help, I prefer being able to talk to them about it so we can share vision and goals from the different teachings and lessons. Despite all the times I have expressed my willingness, even desire to meet with him one-on-one during the week, I never seem to get anywhere with it, and his phone calls always come on my days off, which have been every Friday for the last 4 years. What would you do with the guy with a good heart but just doesn't seem to get it? Any ideas I can get from you guys would be totally chim.
Ah, there it is.
Love it.
Don't return his calls.
Well, okay.
That's it.
No, I'm just
holding
fester.
stuff back.
Well, okay. Here, first, I'd say this. I'd say
Why?
one Friday.
Because it's inappropriate. That's why.
It's
called
inappropriate to
restraint.
talk over people too. And
Why were you talking when Katie and I were talking about
you
this
weren't
question?
talking. I jumped in. She said, "Why?" You answered. It was like I was invisible. It was like I was. I was gone inside.
Speaking of invisible, Expendables 2 is on my cup. It's going to be amazing.
That's awesome. I would say, why are you answering your phone on your day off? If you need to train him. Look, Friday, so you leave an answering voicemail. Hey, this is Friday. Sorry I don't take calls on Friday. It's my day off.
Yep.
Leave a message. I'll get back to you on Monday or Saturday or Sunday or whenever it is.
And if this
I'd
is
start
Bob,
there.
the chair of the committee, go ahead. I'm stopping myself.
So that's one. Two, I would meet with the senior pastor and I would just say, Pastor, help me understand my role within this committee. Because somebody either doesn't understand their role. Either the chairman doesn't understand his role or you don't understand your role. So help me to understand my role. What would my response be to this person? Here are the actions I've taken to try to create more of a dialogue and a relationship and working together. Where's the word committee in the Bible? Those types of things. And ask your pastor that. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah, I mean it's just committees. Death by committee is really one of the worst things that the church has ever visited upon creation.
Says the historical church historian here.
Seriously. Well, I mean committees.
Okay, let's help this guy. Don't riff on committees. What do you got?
Well, I would either talk to the senior pastor or talk to the person who's in charge of committees. There might be a step in between the committee chair and the senior pastor, and so if there is that step, I would go and talk to that person before I talk to the senior pastor. If you have made, it sounds like you've made an effort to talk to this person, if you have exhausted all your avenues to talk to this person, then you have no choice but to go. And it's disrupting your ministry. The committee is supposed to be efficient. I mean, the way you even opened it up was that the committee is supposed to free you up to be able to do X, Y, Z, while that committee does A, B, C. And it's not freeing you up. It's causing you stress, and it's not making life and ministry easier for you. So you want to solve that problem. If you can't talk to that chairperson, then you got to talk to the person that they report to.
I would say committees are formed usually because of inadequate leadership. So they have the committee there to do your job for you because you haven't presented, not necessarily you, but someone before you has dropped the ball, hasn't had a curriculum plan, hasn't been organized, whatever. So the committee comes in to supplement your leadership ability. Well, I think when you head into the committee, have a plan. Show them that you know what you're doing. Show whatever they're trying to address. Bring to the table some thoughts, answers, direction. Be confident. Help lead them rather than even though you're not the chair, that's okay. But I think have your stuff together.
Yeah. What kind of perception are you putting out there with your ministry? Just, giving the committee updates of what's great and what God's doing and what's happening in your ministry creates perception, and we know perception's reality, so help taking all of that and just creating positive perception around your ministry and protecting yourself. I think I don't answer my phone on my day off, I don't check my email, I've got really strict boundaries, and I have zero issue telling people, like, I'm so, if they're upset because I didn't get back to them on a Monday, I'm like, that's my day off, that's my time, and I'm calling you now, let's talk. So I think that's a big one.
And don't you think in a committee too, normally the youth worker in this case is the only one on the front lines? Like maybe the other members of the committee volunteer in the youth ministry or wherever else. Yeah. But I think it's your responsibility to keep them informed and help, like you said, keep them what's working, what's not working. You're probably the one who the only one who knows, or at least knows the most about the effectiveness of that. Those decisions that committee is making. So take some leadership and come to the table with some stuff. And there's fly. I don't know if the
We're in the garage.
Hey, bug zapper in here.
We're all wise enough to know there's two sides to every story. It'd be interesting to hear from the committee chairman, too, because there's a piece in here. He says, he wants
on the podcast and interview.
He wants to help, take things into his hands without my knowledge. And there's a part of me that goes, I kind of like the idea of people putting out fires without me knowing about it.
Right.
That, hey, yeah, great, handle that. I don't need to know about everything that's going on. Now, obviously, this person, Brett might respond differently. Anyway, Here's the deal. We're going to send you something from Leader Treks called Leading Youth Ministry by Doug Franklin. It's an interactive resource to help youth workers grow in leadership. And Leader Treks has been a great sponsor, and they have great stuff on student leadership, developing leaders, incredible resources. Check them out, Leader Treks.
Doug Franklin's blog is really good on leadertreks.com. So great. Should we start a new podcast, the Sunday School Superintendent Garage or something, where committee members could join in?
Not even a good idea.
I don't even know what that means.
You tried.
Conservative Midwest Christianity, guys. Someone out there.
Yep. Hey, I meant to say this at the front end when we gave something away from Youth Ministry 360. Mm-hmm. If you are a Garage team member, this is when we get our large screen TV. We're going to have this on there. That you use the code YMGarage. And you get 10% off anything for Youth Ministry 360.
We're screen?
Josh and I are talking about it.
Yeah, I think I got a line on one.
We also have used Youth Ministry Garage before you got here, $50 off through Labor Day for the Youth Specialties National Youth Workers Commission.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
that's real.
You
cool.
do...
Go to every website
You do...
Just try YM Garage.
You do YMG at youthsphere.com and you get $50 off the certificate. There's a lot of $50. I don't know why that's the magic.
I can't tell.
$50
10% off. I can't tell how much this book is. This new book from YM360.
Oh.
But let's
go to their
Probably
website.
$9.99.
Yeah, that feels right.
I guess.
Yeah.
$7.99 would be awesome. But 10% off. You're right there.
All right. This person says, Ben Clark, Iowa City, Iowa. I'm 25, been working with youth since I was in high school and have loved every second of it. I currently serve as a paid staff person with our high school ministry. I've been thinking about going to seminary in the future and have a wife and a 6-month-old daughter to think about. Just looking for some advice on how to gain more education in ministry while still being there for my family. Doug, I already know about YouSphere. Why would YouSphere be a good choice? Wow. Any other options you guys think of would be beneficial? Well, if you already know about YouSphere, you know that it's a good choice.
There's no other options.
Really. Just not that good for that cost. Code YMG.
Kind of wounded you a little bit, didn't it? That was a tough one.
No, he's asking, why would that be a good choice?
He's setting you up. That's a softball.
It's a good meatball. 12 classes. Go at your own pace.
Yeah.
Great thinkers. All of them are major thought leaders, authors. Really the best material they've got, broken into 6 10-minute sessions, signed reading. You can either do the reading, don't do the reading, just take the information. It is a good.
It's a conference on your computer.
It's a good big picture. Yeah. It's a good big picture thinking from foundations to parents to volunteers to theology to handling kids in crisis to discipleship, sticky faith. I mean, I'm awesome. Very proud of it. So that would be one. What are other options? Pretty much it.
There you go. All right. $50 off.
There you go. YMG, there's the code.
Yeah.
Well, what about, do you want to talk about seminary for a little bit? I mean, he's going to seminary or considering seminary.
Yeah, well, since I'm the only one who's been to seminary at this table, who's going to talk about it?
Well, at 25, I mean, you could probably go at a slower pace. I mean, you don't have to do it in 10.
I'm listening to you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I'm listening to you. No, I love saying that Matt's never been to seminary. I don't really care about you guys.
I got 25 units.
Of seminary?
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
I got to subtract 3 of them because I flunked class. But other than that,
Which one?
Basic
you flunked
doctrine?
a seminary
I
class?
flunked evangelism and discipleship.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
You flunked discipleship?
I flunked it. Well, I flunked the first half of the class.
What you would think is like your signature issue.
So
that
it must have been a problem with the teacher then.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
You guys have enrolled at APU.
Yeah, done.
All right.
In. Starting classes in the fall.
Awesome.
Are you really?
Last
Aren't
question.
you? I thought we were doing this together.
Well, I've got a question if about what degrees and stuff that you were going to pursue an answer to. Don't remember that, do you?
No, I do. I actually I sent your question to the APU bigwigs.
Provost?
Wait, can we just go back to this 25 girls?
Yes.
just you can go at a slow pace. You don't have to with a new wife and baby. Like you can take a class or two at a time and spread it out a little bit. That's okay.
The big picture is you taking
little pieces of training as you go.
Always looking at training. I mean, you don't get to the point where Josh is, where I'm like, I'm arrived. I don't, I just teach and blog. I don't really have to learn anything.
I would
Certificate is beneath me.
I'm gonna weigh in right now. I'm gonna weigh in.
Here we go.
Right.
Next question.
You can weigh in. Do you want to?
No, I was gonna say you can kind of create some of your own training too. Like, ask your mentors, ask the people who you respect, what are the books that have shaped them? And if someone were to ask that to me, it might make a good blog post. What are the top 5 books that I've read in youth ministry? I would rattle those off without even thinking.
Yeah,
here it comes.
Which is not possible.
So, I mean, I think that would be a great way to get some supplemental training
I'd like to know what those are.
as well.
Yeah.
Purpose-driven youth ministry, first 2 years in youth ministry, sustainable youth ministry, heart of a great pastor. 4, that's pretty good.
Yeah, and the certificate program.
And the youth certificate program. $50 off, YMG. All right, here we go.
Ooh, my wife is driving up, got her hair done today.
Oh.
Let's do this one. Let's do this one, and then we're going to end the show.
All right,
DJ Pittman. Don't know where he's from. Branches of Christ. Can't send him.
Branches of Christ.
Can't send him anything free because there's no address.
Stay
Here we go.
attached to the vine. Here we go.
I want to let you know that I attended your marriage seminar that you and your wife did at the National Youth Workers Convention last year, and it done wonders for my wife, and I want to thank you for that. I also wanted, we're going to do it again this year.
Wonders for my wife?
Yeah, not for him.
For him?
What?
No, my wife and I.
Oh, there you go. I was like, oh, all right.
I'm like,
This is kind of like me and the seminary
great.
professor.
I also want to get your thoughts on a dilemma I am facing in youth ministry.
Could be a trilemma.
I've been the youth minister of this church for a year and a half, and I'm focusing on building the junior high and senior high ministry from the ground up. One of the biggest problems we have, though, is our worship band. Right now it consists of parents who plays electric guitar and signs. I think he means sings. But
sings.
Yeah.
Because electric guitar and signs at the same time.
Gotta have 4 hands.
Yeah. My wife. Come here. Come sit on my lap. Put your stuff down. Last question. Look how hot she looks.
Bring me the drink. It's okay. Yeah, I'll have your
on my lap. It's not that kind of podcast.
I'll try the high, by the way. Let's see what's in here.
Put your stuff down. Come here.
I'm a little hungry.
Let's see what we've got.
I'm trying.
Your hair looks great,
Your
Kat.
hair does look great.
You got some kind of noodle dish.
I really like
Here.
it.
Oh, the rays.
Okay, let me get through the question. Let me get through the question.
Beautiful.
Hi.
So, a parent who plays guitar and signs. Right here, babe. The problem is,
I've got a lot.
I know.
I take up a lot of space.
he does not tend to do songs that the kids know,
Who's he?
and can
Worship
hang on,
leader.
babe. And can get into and is reluctant to change in that way. 2, he always does worship for the congregation. He's vocal about not giving it his all when it comes to youth worship.
Oh,
But another problem is there's no one I can find that would do it.
Then
I've
don't
contacted Christian colleges in the area and a couple of college students in our church, but they're too busy. I don't know if you've had any thoughts on this matter or alternatives to actual band worship, but that would be appealing. But what would be appealing and inviting to students?
MIDI tracks. Thanks, Griff.
I like the MIDI tracks. That's fun.
Hi.
Oh,
Ew.
he was so excited. He said, "She's got a new haircut."
Read the
Hairstyle
top
or whatever.
the top 3 sentences.
So,
Read the top 3 sentences. First off, it went.
No, you can read it to
sorry.
yourself. We've already read it. Okay.
Oh.
Band.
Well, I think don't be afraid to take a break from worship if you need to. That's or singing and music and band, not worship. But it's okay to take a break from that while you kind of regroup. Don't feel like you have to limp along with something that might not be working or you feel like doesn't fit in with what's
Yeah, not like this is the magic formula program.
Totally.
Or piece of the program that you have to have. Do you want him to eat all your leftovers?
She offered it to him.
She kind of offered it up.
You kind of took
You
it.
kind of grabbed me for it.
Yeah.
You look really hungry.
I know. If I can serve Josh in that way, that's great.
Thank
He
you.
is my daughter's
Thank
youth
you.
pastor.
Thank you.
That's right.
My daughter's youth pastor, my other daughter's boss, my son's hero.
No. Wow.
Why not?
That.
Well,
All
it's got to
your
be true
people.
to say it.
I don't know that's not true.
She just asked
Continue.
a question, and I gave her the answer to
Oh
the
my
question.
gosh, we have lost
The
it.
show's
lost
over.
it.
Well, back to the
Eating
worship
the
to the
food.
parent.
All right.
Yeah, don't sacrifice your worship for a parent that either just wants to be involved or
See, my question
Don't
is,
have
I'd like
anybody
to know,
else.
are the kids engaged?
Right.
Yeah, or
I mean,
are they just?
because part of me going, if they are caught up in the worship through song and they're actively participating, go for it. He's a knucklehead. Go, but God can use knuckleheads. But if they're not, if they're standing around and you're just having it to check, we have a video, we have worship band, we have
time,
then get rid of it. Take a season off.
Yeah, it says you can't. The kids don't know or can't get into, so it doesn't sound like the kids are engaged.
Yeah,
the students are.
Take a season off. Hey, we're going to take a break this fall, and then begin to look for and pray for, and maybe some of these busy quote unquote college students are too busy because they've tried working with the guy before, and they're going, hey, this guy's a knucklehead.
Yeah.
A lot of knucklehead language.
There is.
Knucklehead.
Yeah. How about that trash truck?
How much trash do you guys have?
I think it's a water truck. Like,
Oh, it's sparkling.
yeah, it's like somebody's Sparklets truck.
Before I went all the way to cut it, I would try to have one conversation and say, can we adjust the songs, ones they know, here's some suggestions. Try like an A before you go all the way to B.
He said he tried the A.
And if he did,
C for
Maybe try
petting.
again.
What about the kids?
again.
Why not
Long
letting the
suffering.
kids try and pick
Long
songs that they want to sing and
Yeah, that
giving
could be
those
good.
giving those to the guy?
Singspiration. I like it.
Or maybe
What is
send
Singspiration?
him some iTunes or
great.
some songs that might be
Yeah.
good. Like, hey, can you listen to these? Some of
Yeah.
our students really like these.
Stop playing songs from the 80s,
Yeah.
buddy.
What if you send them in an anonymous letter that just says,
Yeah,
you
anonymous letter's
really...
totally the way to go.
That's
Give him good leadership.
Yeah, super
Give him
good
my
leadership.
email address, and I'll send him some chords to my favorite song.
We should
Humble
create...
thyself.
You can be his music mentor.
Matt, could you create a
Totally.
video on YouTube that just is like, hey,
Hey, buddy.
you're really a bad
Hey,
worship
what if
leader.
I-
And then we have people send the link around to their guys. And
What if we did a video of me leading a worship song?
That'd be awesome.
they'd be so thankful
I
for
would
this
say,
guy.
I would say your worship guy, your worship leader is better than this, and I just do humble thyself.
People would be
But
thrilled.
what if they're not?
Then they
would be
should
humble.
Stop. And that would be it. If your guy's
It's a
not better than
definite
me,
sign.
stop.
Is that
All
the
right.
only song you know?
It's the only song I know.
Oh.
Humble thyself
It's a good song.
in the E minor, Lord.
He doesn't have a lot of
Humble
musical
thyself
gifts,
in the-
Katie.
No,
He tried
that's
to
true.
do the guitar just to, be a better youth pastor
Yeah.
back in the day.
That is
not-
Because you had to be able to do it all back in the day.
Yeah.
Guitar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speak.
Everything.
Camp over here.
Organize.
Run games, organize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kick kids like McGill out of the youth group.
Mhm.
All right. We done with this show?
I think so. I
Great.
think the show is done with us.
Sorry I'm late.
Love you guys. You're the best.
Good to see you.
Podcast
Peace out.
family team. See you at
soon.
the National Youth Workers
Did
Convention.
you just peace out right there?
Yeah.
Look at I got my babe on my lap.
Peacing out.
Got my friends.
Get out.
All I need
man.
is a beverage. And when I say a beverage, I mean
Water.
water.
Okay.
What
we'll
if we
see
were
you guys.
drinkers, dear? Would we drink right now?
No.
If we were-
Right now.
With dinner, probably.
Probably.
What
Is
if
that what
Matt-
you
I
guys
would be.
drink?
Matt's the Scotch guy.
Maybe I'd go in the house
God.
and make some sangria and pour some
Sangria.
sangria.
Yeah.
Okay, let's close this.